Hello, my curvy girls and boys. I hope your day started well. Today, Wednesday, the 1st of February. Oh my God, 2023, isn't it? Not feeling love or feeling alone in the world. Not feeling loved or feeling alone in the world. I think we all know this feeling, and with my new channel, Curvy Girl, follow me on Instagram, Curvy Girl. I would like to develop today my view on this topic. With this new podcast format, it's almost like a healing for myself because on the back of not a fight, but I've been really under stressed over the last sort of week trying to make it happen for myself and at the same time to make it happen for other people. And I find out that it's not working. And this morning, even though I woke up trying to again be there for a family member who seems to be stretching in the name of love, and we all know sort of what I'm heading, where I'm heading, I thought about not feeling love or feeling alone in the world. And suddenly I realized, yes, I am. I am alone. I am alone in the world, even though we have family, loved ones, etc. But before all, we are alone in the world. We need to cater for ourselves. Only ourselves know what we need, when we need it, and how we need it. And sometimes, if we are feeling alone in the world, it means that right now the people who are around us are not sending us, or maybe we are not asking for enough support or the right support from the right person. Because, yes, even from ourselves, our loved ones sometimes may not know how to help us, how to support us. They need also to do the journey of finding other people to support themselves. So, if you want me to follow me to developing this topic a bit further, join me on YouTube where I'm going to speak a bit longer about the subject right now. Speak to you very soon. Take care. Have a fabulous day. Hello, the curvy girls and boys. I'm back here this evening, 11 p.m. here in London. I hope you had a fantastic day. So earlier this morning, I was talking about this crazy topic of feeling alone and not feeling supported. I don't know about you, but here on the longer version of the podcast of this morning, I'm going to try to share with you my own little journey of sometimes simply feeling totally disconnected, even with my loved ones, and actually, it's more noticeable when it is our loved one or people we project our love onto. So let's start again with the whole subject. Feeling not really lonely, but alone in the world, feeling not supported. I came across this subject, sort of, which I'm using also to heal myself. Recently, actually, not too recently, a few years ago, a friend of mine who had a very difficult childhood, abuse, neglect, and so forth. Not that mine wasn't filled with quite some drama as well, but I guess some dramas are more tragedies. So we were talking, and he brought back to the front scene the concept of being alone. And I think that day I must have been feeling empty or not connected, not really connected to my life. And then he suddenly said, "But you are alone." And he made peace himself with the concept of being alone in the world. Funny enough, more recently, a young girl that I managed through my creative business told me suddenly when her parents went bankrupt, and I guess now she was old enough, they paid her studies, they sent her abroad, and after the COVID, it went very bad for the family. And she just came back to London and told me, now I am on my own. And I think it resonated with what I heard from my friend many years ago, that concept of being alone. Just the way she said, now I am on my own. I have to fend for myself. I have to build a life for myself. And she's doing well. So recently, this whole I am on my own, and actually, especially today and during the last week, where I had quite a hard time trying to maybe do too much, trying to make it happen mostly for more other people, and not having had the awareness, the clarity to say no, which brought me to dreadful last 4 5 days, bringing me to even have something more like a fit during the night. And then suddenly I realized through my misery, as I was feeling quite alone, disconnected, lonely, feeling not loved, feeling not supported, I was getting angry for everything. And then I realized, yes, I am on my own, even though I love amazing people, and even though I have still a wonderful family, regardless of one element who's literally draining the energy from everybody. Um, I realized, yes, I am on my own, because suddenly I tried to reverse the sort of glass half full, half empty sort of concept. And what happened then was suddenly I realized that the same way I am attracted to people who are sending me the image, the vibe of security, of assistance, maybe people who smile at me, people who are helping me build a future, or people who supporting me actually physically and concrete in a concrete way. Um, those people are attractive, I guess, because I'm looking at those time for security, for reassurance, for this insurance as well, that there is someone out there ready to pick it up from me if I needed to. And I realize also that those moments usually where I suddenly feel very lonely, like this morning, is when I have also projected, um, I wouldn't say my love, but my sort of companionship interest, when I projected it on someone and it hasn't brought back any result. And that is a very interesting one that I have done in my personal development, that I have observed in my personal development recently. Maybe I'm leaving a lot of things in my head while not making it known to other people, or making it obvious to other people that I want to be involved, and involved in any sense of the term, that I want to be there with them, and that I want to be involved as well in their life or in whatever they're doing. Um, as if there's this concept of just waiting for that knight in shining armor that comes and whip you up your feet and take you to a safe place, take care of you, cover you with kisses and everybody. And usually it's kind of the reverse. I think we all of us, or most of us, are walking around town and around our lives, actually looking for that person who's going to give us this sense of security, who's going to adore us, who's going to flatter us, and suddenly we will feel important, loved, appreciated, etc., etc. So when I decided to speak this morning about that concept, is because specifically after a whole week of craziness, I just went down in tears, and I just thought, what's going on in my life? And then I had to, when I did that exercise of reversing the glass half full and half empty, that's where I realized that, so if I am constantly or regularly asking, or even occasionally asking for help, assurance, etc., who am I to other people? So it could be that sometimes ourselves, we are the anchor for some other people. And then the anchor then he's drifting at sea and he's looking for another anchor, a bigger anchor. It's kind of the say of where do the strong people go. But at the same time, this morning, even though I was feeling quite miserable and actually overly tired, exhausted, drained, I just realized maybe I need to be my own anchor a bit more. And there are some areas in my life which are more materialistic that I need to be an anchor, because maybe then I'm drawn to other people who can be my materialistic anchor, or my um, people who can listen to me, people who I can tell my misery to. Although it's nice to have these people, but I'm realizing that from now on, especially in a world where we're living in, everybody is looking for support, and usually I am, I think, that emotional support for other people. But then it's my new journey in 2023 will be to probably find one or two people additionally in my life who, or that one, that person. But one or two or three is good because it's also a group where I can share my life, my real life, not the pretense, not the one we sort of put in a jar, in a glossy box, so we can work, so we can be part of a some sort of how can I put that, an illusion. For example, the rich, the famous, etc. So everybody's playing sort of a game. Nobody's been really real. But then, what is real? Maybe they're being real in their environment. But then, suddenly I realize, okay, so that concept of feeling alone and feeling alone in the world, etc., etc. Maybe that's the best moment, is when when it comes raging in our life. At least I'm speaking for me. This is the moment that I believe I'm going to stop what I'm doing, even if it's a good cry, having an hour sleep more, just to stop and ask myself, why am I suddenly feeling like that? And I think it's about the balance. Um, because for the last sort of month and a half or 2, 3 months, I've just been working on the go, and maybe I haven't taken care of myself. I haven't been enough in my silence, even though silence doesn't necessarily mean that I am in a room where there's no noise. Silence could be actually being in the middle of a crowd, in the middle of a carnival, but certainly letting my hair down, not having to prove myself, not having to prove anything, not having to trying to earn anything, whether it's people's trust, whether it's money, whether it's people relationship working, etc. So I think what happened this morning and what happened over the last few days for me, and I wanted to share that with you, and let me know what you think in the comment, because um, this format I'm going to try to do it more and more, so I could be posting more videos as opposed to taking a lot of time to get ready, to put some makeup on, to set the light and everything. So I could literally be doing those videos, those video audio sort of podcasts everywhere, which means I could be sharing much more insight of what I am going through with you. And I'll be doing this video in French sometime, and hence the little flag on the podcast picture. And you could also find some very short version of this podcast on my Instagram account. I am COEURVIEGIRL, and also on my TikTok account, which is 3 minutes. So I'm learning also the ropes, because I see that some video can be posted actually on Instagram for longer minutes, but on TikTok is only 3 minutes. So if you have any idea of some topics as well, or you're going through something, I'm not a psychologist. I just want to wave and put some disclaimer here. Everything I'm saying here are based on my own life experience. And I'm using this means of communication, this video and podcast I'm sharing, also for me, and I'm being completely honest, um, as a healing process. it's almost like healing in public. Of course, I'm not going to tell you everything, but I think the most important for me is to share how I'm navigating my way out of those dark moments. And because we share beautiful, glossy stuff on online, but I don't often hear some harsh reality, I guess it's hard to share, but on in this page with I Am Curvy Girl, which is a sort of a reminder that we all somehow have curves, whether we have them on our bodies, whether we have them in our life, in our relationship, in our love, romantic relationships, we have curves, or our life curves us, or we have to curve to fit in certain life and lifestyle. So that's why on that page, although I'm talking predominantly about fat phobia, um, racism, the real racism, not the opportunism, racism, and some misogynistic behavior, sexism. Um, but it's a way of bringing into light many aspects of that I'm observing that have affected me. Racism, fat phobia, and sexism. I'm a older black fat woman, if I could summarize the situation like that. Um, I just put three on Instagram, but I could put ageism as well. But I didn't put that one because for my age I look fairly young, so I thought that one would not be too cool. Because for someone who's over 50, I'm often taking for someone between 28 and sort of 30, 39, 35. So um, for me, the thing that affected me more were the racism, the fat phobia, because being an obese person um, is a different ball game in society. So that's why this page originally was Curvy Girl, but then the page was hacked. I don't know if it was hacked, deleted. I don't know what the problem was, but I lost the name, so I came back as I Am Curvy Girl. But it's still Curvy Girl on Facebook, Curvy Girl de Paris on Facebook, Curvy Girl on TikTok, and the website is coming soon to encourage some behaviors and some transformation and changes in our society, hopefully working with big brands. For example, one brand which I will mention very soon, um, where I find my clothes, and for me it's a salvation. So this is another topic that I would like to develop in another video, because as a curvy girl is not easy. So the page originally was for curvy girl, but there will be some hints of racism and sexism. Now, to finish on the subject of feeling alone and not supported, or feeling not loved or not supported, I'll finish on the support. Um, I did find out that there are many people in my close life who don't necessarily support um, what I do. Um, it's like, when you have friends and you even have family, and then you expected them maybe to boost you, to comment on Instagram if they have Instagram, or even if you're doing something with a new project, to be really there for you, really showing interest and showing that because you are doing it, even though they don't understand what you're doing, they will be there for you and they are there for you. uh, I call that manifesting clearly, you know, that they are there for me. So I find out that many people in my own close environment do not support me. But finally, this new journey in 2023, it's been okay with that, because it's not because we have loved ones that they must um, necessarily support us. I'm coming really to peace with that recently, which is important because it's the expectation that I would assume because you love me, you have to support me. Of course, it's better. And someone who truly loves you, who really wants the best for you, who simply, it's unconditional, they want you to succeed. That is, wow, that is prime, that is the golden ticket. But sometimes expecting that from our own close, tight-knit relationship and families is maybe too much. It's the door for pain, more pain, and sometimes it's surprising to see that the people who will support us are either distant friends or even strangers. Someone who simply say, "Oh, I love what you do." That's excellent. So I think with this, what I was going through this morning, when the feeling came of not being loved and supported after a little good cry, I realized that, okay, how about as well that I support myself? That when I wake up in the morning, and that comes back to what I was saying in the first podcast about waking up, having two wake up call in the morning, one for who I am and one for who I want to be. And the one for who I want to be means that I have to find new people who can support me, because those new people would also support themselves probably through working next with me, supporting me. And that's called for finding a tribe, finding a team, finding a group of people whose interest is looking in the same direction. And then for every single one of our interests, every single one of our how can I say, of our hobbies, of our dreams, finding the tribe that corresponds to this dream, and someone who can actually say, yes, I like what she does, I like what he does, how can I help you? And so this morning, I've been transforming pain into constructive. Well, it took a bit of a day to really go through the day and keep thinking and sitting in the moment, sitting in the negativity, which in this body positive, think positive, etc., lifestyle that we're going through, it's not um, a crime to actually look at the negativity in the face, look at the dark, somber moment in the face, and then going through the motion. It's like when we see a little tunnel in the city, not being scared of going under the tunnel and coming the other side. So thank you very much for listening. It's been 23, 24 odd minutes. I hope it's been okay for you. You enjoy listening to my little insight of the day. Hopefully soon I'll be able to do more video based with my face within a studio or something. But I thought in 2023 I don't want to delay the process, to delay the learning, to delay the healing just because of glossy technicalities, whereas the most important is the message, is the sound, is the my will to share with you, and the love to spread out there. Have a fantastic tomorrow, today, tonight, week, year, month, especially we in the month of love, with Valentine's Day coming very soon. And I wish you all the very best, and send me lots of comments. Write some comments, send me some DMs, send me some messages to let me know what you think of all this. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.